Hello. So, um, stage two, if you like, of our Fibonacci sequence generator. Um, so this is what we had in the first session. So we've got the Fibonacci sequence loaded up, if you like, into that U menu, and we've added that modulo 12, which helps us, have something that we can deal with in terms of something slightly more musical. But obviously, because it was limited to the MIDI note values of 0 to 11, we've added 60 to get it up to sort of middle C, so it sounds a bit nicer. So, what we can do is now add some sort of rhythm control to it, so it's kind of automatic. Okay, so I'm going to press new, and I'm going to introduce a tempo block. And I'm going to connect that to our next button, because obviously that's what we want to trigger. So if we look at the inlets there, so we've got start and stop the metronome, tempo and beats per minute, beat multiplier, don't worry about that, and then the beat divisions of a whole note. So stop and start the metronome. Let's give ourselves a button. Okay. Now, tempo and beats per minute. Let's have a look at, let's use something like, slider, I think. If we move all of this down slightly across. Might be slightly easier if I put it over there. Okay. So, that's great, and that'll alter what we've got. In fact, just again, let's make sure we know what we're doing with the output of it. So we'll connect that there. Slightly messy, sorry about that. So, if we go to the inspector of our slider, and then look at these controls here. So the range. So actually, we want people to be able to select the tempo that makes sense. So I think the lowest we should go is 50. So we'll say the output minimum is 50. Output multiplier is 1. Yeah, we want it to go up in step to 1. That's absolutely fine. So the range, 128, that would mean that it would go, the output maximum would be starting at 50 and then have a range of 128, which would take it to 178. Now actually, let's go for 200, and that takes us up to 250, which is faster probably than we need to. So you can make that decision yourselves. Go back here and lock it, and you can see now tempo is altered by that. Okay, and then if we look at beat divisions of a whole note, let's go for some number blocks, and we'll go for 4. Oh, sorry, and I'll have 3 of those, I think. Sorry, I'll tell you what, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go for messages. 4. I'm going to go for 8. I'm going to go for 16. Now 4 means that we're talking about crotchets, because this is the division of a whole note. 8 is quavers. 16 semiquavers. And I am going to connect them all to our beat divisions there. So if I turn our metronome on, so that's at 50 BPM, by pressing 4, that gives us crotchets at 50 BPM, and now that's crotchets at 108 BPM. Crotchets at 190. crotchets at 249. I've just realised I've made a mistake, so let's go back in here and get rid of that button and give ourselves a toggle instead. And that means we can switch it off and on. A toggle rather than a button. Okay, so that gives us tempo control over our Fibonacci sequence. And it gives us control over the beat divisions as well. Now, if you were to submit this, you would be bordering on a pass, because we do have the Fibonacci sequence in there, but it's not generating it. We do have rhythmic control, but we don't have any sort of tone control over it. We haven't really enforced any other rules other than modulo 12. So this is the very, very, very minimum I would expect. So what I'm going to do in our next tutorial is go through maybe adding some tone control over there, and start to have a think about how we could generate the Fibonacci sequence ourselves.